if we can get RP and we pretty much know what S is going to be the next time round, right? So what's the issue there then? Well, it's one number.
Some of the time, knowing what the next random number is going to be is not hugely helpful. Right? It depends on the circumstance. But in cryptography, it's a really big problem. Imagine that you're performing a TLS handshake. The first number you send to the server is called a client nonce, and it's a random number. It's used later in the procedure. A couple of messages after, you're going to probably send a public Diffie-Hellman key derived from a secret private number that you've generated yourself. The chances are you were using the same random number generator to generate that. It wouldn't make sense to use different ones. Right? The library is probably going to be using the same one. So if I know the first random number generator you've chosen, if I can predict the second one, I know what your private value is, and then I can derive that symmetric key for your encryption.
So what you're saying basically is if you see a random number come out of this, whatever the application is, you can make an assumption that they'll use the same random number generator for the next thing they're going to need a random number for.
I mean, they might not, but they probably will.
And then it's just going to be a question of feeding that back in using this technique.
Yeah, I mean, a website that generates session variables, session keys for clients. You know, when you go to a website and you have a persistent cookie that lets it know that you were the one that was browsing 5 minutes ago. If I know what the next session cookie is going to be, I can hijack someone's session by just applying it. Once I know this state, I can apply this process, which is deterministic, until they source in more actual random, and just keep generating random numbers. And it makes I might not get the exact one the first time, but if I can't decrypt your traffic with the next random number, I just do a couple more, and eventually one of them will work, because it's only a matter of time. Like your library might be generating other random numbers I don't know about, but eventually I'm going to guess what you generated at that exact moment, where I can then use it to attack your communication.